just gotta mute that when it gets going. Just give me a second.
Picking out the freebie tunes. Got
Okay.
Ragtime. I'm not sure if you've heard Ragtime. That one's a.
Ragtime, I have a copy of, I believe.
Oh, do you really? Nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome, everyone. We're ready to get started now. Welcome to everyone watching on the YouTube live stream as well and on replay after the fact. We have a great guest here today, composer Brock Chart, who lives just outside Kansas City. And this is our first guest of the year, actually. I've been doing a lot of these solo webinars lately, going through the Mosaic series. And for those of you that have joined me for those, just know, or you probably already know, I'm going to have another one again next Friday. We're going to read through grade 6, the first half of group 3 at the end. And so I look forward to you joining me there. And I know a number of you have already registered for that. I see our publisher, Andrew Harvage, there in the room. Welcome, Andrew, and everybody else that's there. And we'll talk a little bit later about how to get Brock's music in Canada. I'm just going to go through a quick bio here for Brock. First of all, he's a piano studio owner and founder of My Melodies Publishing in Lawrence, Kansas. He composes in a variety of different genres and mediums, including jazz, pop, contemporary, choral music, educational piano, and film music. He's a proud alumnus of the University of Kansas and was named the 2025 Commission Composer Award by the Kansas Music Teachers Association. He's also been awarded 2 Student Music Awards in Downbeat Magazine for composition and jazz writing categories for both large ensemble writing and small group writing. And he was given an honorable mention in 2017 to the New York Youth Symphony First Music Commissions for his piece Down to the Wire. He recently composed the film score for a feature-length dark comedy by Brandon Daly called Positions, which was chosen to premiere at the South by Southwest Film Festival this past year. And I believe, Brock, is that film out and available now to the general public?
It is close. So we did sign a deal with a distributor, and so yeah, it'll be on streaming platforms. Fingers crossed, and a few like select theaters early 2026.
Oh, that's
But
great.
but yeah, it was a blast to work on.
Yeah, well, I'm sure when it's finally ready, you'll probably email everyone in your list there and let us know. We can download,
Yeah.
listen to your music on film. That'd be really great to hear. If anyone has any questions as we go along, feel free to throw those in the chat box or in the Q&A, and we'll answer those later as towards the end, I think, would be the best format for that today. Brock's got a really great presentation here. These are the books. I've held them up many times for you, for our audience here. I've been using these for a couple of years. They're quite attractive. The music is equally as attractive. And what I wanted Brock to talk about, to sort of elaborate on what he talked about with us last year, was his Melodies Monthly subscription. I've been a member of this for almost a year now. It's about a year older. It's about to be 12 months old here tomorrow. And so Brock's going to talk about that birthday. But I love subscribing because then I can get 4 new pieces to my inbox every month. And I'll tell you, my students just love learning this, whether they're rote pieces, whether they're solo piano pieces. All of the pieces, the rote pieces, have teacher duets that go with them. And it's just absolutely wonderful. That's the number one thing I've been looking for in the past year is more rote teaching pieces. And this is just such a logical way to proceed. So Brock, thanks for writing all this wonderful music. We look forward to hearing what you have to say about your music. And I hope all of you will consider purchasing some of his music. And we'll tell you where to get that later, as well as subscribing to Melodies Monthly if you think it could suit your studio. Okay, Brock, go ahead and take it away there. Thanks for joining us today.
Cool, awesome. Well, yeah, I appreciate you having me again, Derek, and yeah, looking forward to talking a little bit about Melodies Monthly here. Let's see, I'm gonna try to share my screen, but I appreciate everybody coming in today. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn on sound. Sorry, give me just a second. Okay, cool. But yeah, and let me get the chat box up as well. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's see. Can you guys see my my screen here?
That looks good.
Okay, awesome. And let me do present. But yeah, thank you so much for being here today, guys. So today is about Melodies Monthly, and so it's a big day and perfect time to talk about it because tomorrow, on the 15th, tomorrow is going to be actually our 12th month of doing this, which is very exciting. And so the whole idea behind Melodies Monthly is how can I directly help teachers? So I go to a lot of music teacher conferences, whether it's MTNA or NCKP, and I always have teachers coming up and like, oh, I have a student for this level. We really need to see more of these pieces. Oh, I would love to see duets, of this style or whatever. And there's a lot of needs that everybody has. Everybody's student is different. And so, everybody needs that music for them. But it's so difficult to approach these larger publishers. There's a lot of people involved. And who knows if they're ever going to, see your requests, let alone publish them. If they decide to, it might be 2 years. Who knows? And by then, maybe, that student doesn't have that issue anymore. So that was the whole thing. How can I open up a direct line of communication between teachers and composers? How can I hear what teachers need and serve that and help them out like in a timely fashion? So that was the whole idea. So I came up with this survey. And I call it like just a song request form. And so as a subscriber, you can fill out 3 of these. And so you have a week to do it. And you can customize everything from what instrumentation you like, from solo piano to duet with a teacher to 2 students to, 3 and 4 part group piano, anything like that. Style, of course, pop, rock, jazz, kind of classical style, holiday, contemporary, you name it. Difficulty level, anything from primer level to to advanced, and then of course special requests. Every kid is a little bit different. Mostly I see my kids like to play fast. Of course, I know mine do. And so that was the whole idea. This is like a little clip of the survey, and so you get 3 of these, and so you can fill it out or not. Either way, you get the pieces. It takes about 60 seconds to do, and so I don't know. What's kind of neat, we've been doing this for a year now, and what I've met some teachers that actually have their students fill out the form, which I think is really cool, and they get very excited about it. And so this one teacher, her name is Anna Marie, and her kids just really get excited for it, and it feels they get kind of a sense of ownership about the piece because they felt like they helped create it and helped kind of be a part of that creative process. And that's exactly what it's all about. So kind of getting our community involved, hearing how I can help teachers, and getting them involved in the creative process. So every single month you get 4 pieces, and they are studio license. You get studio license PDF and recordings, and then after the voting, I tally the votes and I get to work. So I have these pie charts here, and so I always give you the voting and show you the numbers. That's the whole thing. And so we have instrumentation, we have style, we have difficulty and special requests. And so our examples from today, I'd like to show you guys just kind of the past 2 months worth of Melodies Monthly. I wanted to show them just, instead of just kind of cherry picking like favorites, I just wanted to be, very, here's what a typical month looks like. And so here's the voting for September. We always have more of the solo piano. This particular one, it was kind of a tie between duet with a teacher and duet with 2 students. And for style, oh man, I mean, you can see that like the fall, I mean, we're all teachers here. Holidays are big in the fall. We've got Halloween, we've got, Christmas stuff, it's big holiday stuff. And then for the difficulty level, this is always kind of a toss-up. It looks like this time, late elementary won out. Early intermediate was tied with elementary as well. And so what happens with these, I do the numbers, and whatever the top 3 most popular requests in each category, that's what I write for the month. And I always enjoy the special requests. It's it's a blast just to see what people want. Some people wanted boogie woogie, C position. Somebody wanted like something about pirates. Lots of Halloween, lots of Christmas. Teacher is wanting around the world themed recital. And so, yeah, like I said, you get 4 every single month that are brand new, 3 of which I call community choices. And those are, again, the top 3 picks from the voting. And then the 4th, I call it chef's choice, and I can write whatever I want. And what's kind of neat too, because it is a monthly thing, and so there is definitely a fear of missing out, right? So to kind of help with that and prevent that, if you get busy a month or whatever, you can always access the previous 2 months. So at any given time, you have access to 3 months worth of material. That's 12 tunes. And let's see. Oh yeah, so let's get into the music. So that's why we're here today. So this is the first pick from September, and this is people wanted a pirate themed kind of minor key pattern sort of deal for late elementary difficulty, and this is a little bit of On the High Seas, and I'll play it for you here. Let me get my headphones on. So let me play a couple notes. Okay. Oh yeah, let me get the I forgot to get the chat up here too. Okay. Cool. Okay, awesome. Can you guys hear the piano okay here?
That's clear. That sounds
okay.
good.
Cool. Okay, so this is On the High Seas. This is the first pick for September, kind of a sea shanty. Cool. So that is our first one there. And so, yep. So going back to kind of our voting, solo piano definitely won out, and then we did have a special request for kind of pirates. And then, for the difficulty, this one would be that kind of like late elementary style. And then, yes, you also, get these covers and everything. I do myself in Canva, and have fun with that, and really just try to make it feel like a real piece. Our second pick is would be The Beast. And this one is definitely a rote piece, and I just gave a Halloween kind of silent film recital, just Halloween weekend at a local theater in town, and it was a blast. And one of my kids, he's only been taking lessons for maybe 2 months. We did this as a duet together, and he had a blast doing it. And so I do not have a duet partner with me today, but I will play the recording here. And yes, everything's written out here, but definitely meant to be taught by rote. This is The Beast. Kind of exploring with different kind of spooky sounds that we hear in Hollywood stuff. This piece is also great for like teaching kind of keyboard geography. All of the stuff is either the twins, the 2 black keys, and the white key is like right next to the twins, and then it switches to the triplets here, and the white key is right next to the triplets. And then that's kind of the, I always like to create narratives with my writing, and it could be great during lessons to, like, hear a recording of something and ask the student, what do you think is happening here? If you were to kind of imagine this as a movie in your head or as a story, what is happening? And so, with this one, the student's name is Thomas. He's a beginner, but, his part, like, maybe the secondo is very, very low and kind of loud. Maybe that is the beast. And maybe this kind of higher staccato part, maybe that's like us tiptoeing away or, trying to, hide or something like that. But, kind of creating a narrative is really fun for the kids. And I think it can really help just get it to a deeper level musically. But that is the beast. Here is, I actually really like this one. So Holiday, again, was very big. And this is one people had wanted a duet with a teacher. And it always helps if the teacher part is fun to play too, right? So this is Bells and Boogie. And so there's a couple of little Easter eggs in this. This is kind of a Westminster chimes. And then kind of like a fun, bluesy, boogie woogie Jingle Bells. And this does have an optional improvisation section too, which is cool. But yeah, that one's kind of cute. Let's see, and yes, down here in the lower right, I'm trying to kind of put, these were the, the like community picks, items, or whether it's the instrumentation or the style or the difficulty or the special request that people had chimed in for. And so I really do try to, craft these pieces around our teachers and what they need. You'll also notice that there's these QRs at the top of every single piece. So if you're familiar with my books, every single thing has a QR. I'm very big into like the play along tracks and stuff like that. For the last piece and the duets, they don't have backing tracks, but it's always good to have a reference recording, right? And so those QRs will take you to my website, and it's just MP3 of the performance. And so it's just very quick, easy access for those reference recordings. So no excuses, students. It's right there. And everybody has a phone nowadays anyways, right? But this is number, this is number 4 for the month. And so this is Chef's Choice. I could do whatever I wanted. So I really like pop music. I probably listen to pop and jazz more than anything. And this kind of came out. And let me play a little bit of this one. Oh, I guess I could do this one live. Okay. Let me switch to it. All right. Here it is. This one is Butterflies. That is Butterflies. Cool. So that concludes, September. And so, yeah, and now we'll go back a little further to August. Though again, we'll look at the voting. I think it's kind of fun to look at like a real month. So as everything is different, instrumentation, we have solo piano almost 70%. Some people want group piano, 3 parts, and then the duets were tied here. For style, it looks like we've got pop as the winner. Holiday, again, holidays are coming up. Pretty popular, and then it was pretty even besides that. For the difficulty for August, it's pretty even. We had a 3-way tie between early intermediate, primer, and elementary, but what won out is late elementary. And special requests, we had some good ones, lots of Halloween. There was a request to make a pre-reading song for a beginner student that makes classical music fun. So some of these requests are pretty, tall orders, but I love a good challenge. And so I try hard to cater to that. So this is a 3-part group piano thing. This is the first one up for August, and this is in a pop style. And for a lot of the group piano stuff, I used to teach group piano, and I don't know, I feel like most of my kids were just mess around on, I don't know, different instrument settings anyways. And so I just kind of lean into that a little bit and, have kids play synthesizer sounds or, guitar sounds on their keyboards or whatever. This one does have backing tracks. You get, bass drums and everything with it. Also 80% speed and 60% speed. And it's all through the QR right there. So if you wanted to, print off student parts, everybody has that QR. This is, here we go. This is Power Surge. But always kind of have fun to, let kids kind of explore these different sounds. So this particular one, I'm kind of, I was inspired by like The Weeknd. He's a very popular artist right now, and I really love that a lot of his stuff is kind of synthesizer based, kind of those 80s, classic synths. But of course, these would also sound great like on an acoustic piano too, and just using the track as a backing track. So, but yeah, I always encourage teachers, these are the tunes, but of course you can use them however you want to. So I have a couple of students with some of these group parts that we have, they do it as a solo piano tune, maybe whatever, piano 1 or something, and then they just kind of, use the track as a backing track and play it as a piano solo. So with the group stuff, I kind of put an example on here, this is what the full score looks like. So, you get quite a bit of music in these group pieces. You get individual parts for everybody, but you'll also get a full score at the back too. But yep, so that is Power Surge, and that's the first one up for August. And yeah, Derek had actually mentioned this one earlier. This is Minuet for a Mummy, and I've gotten quite a few requests for pre-reading since I've been doing this, and it's just a blast for me as a writer. I get to explore just lots of new things that I just never had a chance to do. And so this particular one, look at the student part. We do not have a staff, but we have lots of fingerings, and it's great for kind of teaching directional reading. Does it go up? Does it go down? Whatever. And again, the teacher part is kind of fun. So this is our big request that, pre-reading piece that makes classical music cool. And Halloween is my favorite holiday. So I had some fun with this one. This is Minuet for a Mummy. This would be a great rote piece as well. So that is that one, and definitely also had a student do this one for our Halloween film recital. This one, again, creepy crawlers. We've got a lot of, this is for the month of August, this was. And so people wanted staccato versus legato in the songs, something spooky in a contemporary style, late elementary. So this is creepy crawlers. Let's see. Here we go. Great piece to kind of talk about textures with kids. We have this kind of question and answer sort of texture at the beginning, and then we have more of like accompaniment in the left and melody in the right here. Cool. That was Creepy Crawlers. And then we have one more for the month of August. This was Chef's Choice. And so I actually was awarded the Commission Composer Award for our. I live in Kansas in the U.S., and so we have a annual conference, and I was the Commission Composer this year. So while I was kind of working on sketches, I had come up with this, and ended up not being the piece that I premiered for that, but thought that it was, I don't know, kind of a fun solo piano piece. So our Melodies Monthly got it. So this is City of Fountains, which, fun fact, is a nickname for Kansas City. This one is really nice for more advanced students. Is everybody wants to play jazz, but it's difficult to know what to do with the chord voicings, right? And so here I have everything written out. But if we have a student or somebody that's working on jazz voicings, then they can kind of see how I wrote it, and and the harmony it's supposed to be. Yeah, kind of a fun piece. So that was 2 months. And so now I want to just kind of, share some of our community favorites. So all of these are PDFs. And so, on the 15th of every month is Delivery Day. And so tomorrow morning, Derek will get an email from me that says, hey, our November pieces have been tallied, all the votes have been tallied, and the pieces are written. Here is 4 brand new pieces for the month. And so tomorrow morning he will have them. And I also print out just a couple of hard copies that I bring to conferences. This one, The Snake, is definitely, without a doubt, our most popular duet. I sold out of it in Texas, and it was also chosen for their group reading thing. So this is The Snake. This is last Halloween piece. There's a couple of little Easter eggs in here. I'll try to point them out. I think right before I wrote this, I like watched the original Beetlejuice, and like I love Danny Elfman's probably my favorite film composer, and I love his score for this. And here's an Easter egg coming up. Let's see if anybody can pick it out right here. It's a little Twilight Zone. Yeah, so that is the snake. What's also nice about these, I have a short attention span, as do kids, and so most of these pieces are fairly short, which I don't know, my kids appreciate. I appreciate as a teacher too. Keeps things fresh and keeps our attentions in line. And let's see. Oh yeah, so this is another group piece, and this one also has pretty much sold out. This was a group piano piece for 3 parts. People wanted a pop style, something fun for beginners and for the Swifties. So I can never live up to the hype of Taylor, but I try. So this is Lights Out, and again, I really encourage kids to just like have a blast on their keyboards. If you notice, look at the piano 3. It's a percussion part. On most keyboards, C2 is the kick drum and E2 is the bass. Or, I'm sorry, is the snare drum. And again, these QRs, every part has them, all of the student parts, and the full score does too, for easy access for those practice and performance play-alongs. You guys can probably tell I love like the 80s synth stuff. I love it. So this is a good example too, with all of my books, of course, and these I try really hard if I'm imitating a certain style, whether it's pop or rock or whatever. I really try hard to make it sound authentic and not dumbed down. So kids are smart; they can see right through that, right? I mean, there's been so many times where somebody's brought in something from YouTube, an arrangement of something, and it's dumbed down. And it just doesn't even sound like the real thing, and they're kind of disappointed. Or it does sound like the real thing, and it looks like a Rachmaninoff concerto. There's no way an 8-year-old can do that. But this sort of stuff, like if you look at the student part here, it is in a 5-finger position. Your right hand thumb's on D, your left hand's on C, and easy rhythms. We have a couple of 8th notes, but they're never syncopated. So yeah, I try hard to make them sound authentic and accessible for kids. This one is a really fun one too. I have gotten some requests for multi-level pieces in a group setting, and that was new for me. But it's something that I don't know, a lot more teachers are trying, which is cool. And so this was a tall order. They wanted something in a jazz style, group piano for 4 parts, multi-level. They also wanted it rote and improvisation section with a backing track. So that is a ton of stuff to try to hit, but I really like what we came up with. It's kind of a little Herbie Hancock a little bit. So this is, you also get recordings, for improvisation, without improvisation. Some teachers like it, some don't. So if you look, the piano 1 and the piano 2 is written out, but it's very much just a repeated pattern. And so if you wanted to just, teach a beginner student this by rote, even without the music, I think that they could totally do it. So, and again, piano 1 over here is on the right side, while our full score is on the left. Oh, and then there is another recording, in that QR that, does have slower recordings. There's also one for a little longer one for improvisation sections. But that is Mango Mambo. And yes, tomorrow is a very exciting day. It is a full 12 months of Melodies Monthly. I'm very proud of that. And so this is 48 songs later, 4 songs every single month. And very excited to try some new stuff. Starting in January, I'm bringing in some guest composers, some friends of mine. So you guys might know her. She lives, I think, in Vancouver. Martha Hill Duncan. She is from Red Leaf Collective, and just an outstanding writer, and just a very, very nice woman. And so she is going to be our guest composer for January coming up here. And so how that's going to work is, we have to work quickly because it's completely based on the votes. But luckily, my friends are just as crazy as I am and willing to help me out. So on December 22nd, the voting will close, and I'll send the results over to Martha, and then she can have first pick of whatever 2 she would like to try, and then I will take the other 2 pieces. So in January, we'll have 2 pieces from Martha, and then 2 pieces from myself. And then I think I'm going to do 1 guest composer every quarter. So January, we have Martha. April, I think we're going to have Elizabeth Swift. She's newly published through Alfred, just an excellent writer. Does a lot of video game, kind of things. Her book Sagaland through Alfred is really, really good. During the summer months, I think we're going to have Paul Myatt from Australia. And he actually might be doing some, he's very big into, the whole body, kind of movement with music sort of thing. And so maybe he'll incorporate some of that. And then we're going to finish out the year with Agnieszka Lasko. She's a very, very gifted writer and pedagogue. She is doing some really, really cool stuff in improvisation and, just an awesome person. So, we're trying some new things in the new year as well for our teachers. Here's just a couple of things that people have tried it out and been kind enough to write something a little bit. Over on the left, Nicola Canton. She is an amazing person. She runs Vibrant Music and Colorful Keys up in Dublin. And Amy is actually a Canadian teacher as well. I don't know. I forget where she lives, but she's definitely Canadian, and just a very, very nice person. And these are a couple of other teachers that have shown stuff. And yes, so all of this stuff, and again, you get 4 studio license pieces every month, as well as the previous 2 months for $10. So it's a pretty good deal. It's less than $1 a piece if you really add it up. So it ends up being 48 songs written every single year. It keeps me very busy. I always kind of joke, make me regret it. make me regret these prices. So, but no, it is $10 a month. You get all of that, and you always get the first month free. Make sure that you try free month, all caps, no spaces, free month at checkout. And first 30 days is 100% free. So take advantage of that. You could totally get 12 songs as you get the current month and the previous 2 months. or you can save a little bit with the yearly thing. And yep, so our motto is songs written for you, voted by you. And let's see, we do have a little bit of time. I was going to show a little sneak peek. Derek gets to see a little sneak peek of what's happening tomorrow, as tomorrow is the 15th. Let's see, where did I have it? I had all of it here. Songs.
As I said in my email to everyone, it's like Christmas every month for a piano teacher. You get to see what new music can come forward and look and see what you can use right away tomorrow in your lessons.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think that the first one. Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to remember because they're new. They're very new. So this is our group piece that people had wanted. Let me switch cameras here where you can kind of see a little bit better of it. And yeah, this is actually, this is good. You can see actually the PDF of what people get. So with the group stuff, you get quite a bit. You get the cover, and then you have the student parts, piano 1, piano 2, piano 3, and then piano 4, and then the full score is in the back. And everything has QRs. So this is a brand new one. Nobody's ever heard it. This is Neon Dreams, coming tomorrow. And so people wanted a 4-part group piano thing in a pop style for late elementary students. So I try to make things fun for everybody. This is the piano 1 part. Let's skip over to the piano 2. This is really like kind of the melody. And this is our piano 3. It's kind of doing more of like a background figure. Great for one of the special requests was asking for patterns, predictable patterns for specifically students with like dyslexia and stuff that they could teach by rote. So this piano 3 part would be great for that, even if they just did like the right hand or something. So, and then people honestly have gotten a lot of really good feedback about having one of the students do percussion. So a lot of kids really like that, and so this is a percussion part for that. And then of course here's our full score if you need it. So that is that one. And then I'll show you the chef's choice as well. This is Nashville Nights. Oh, I actually wrote this, the sketch of it for that film Positions that I did. At the time, I was talking to my buddy, the director, and he wanted it to feel very much like the Midwest. And country music has a lot to do with that, and kind of gospel harmonies and that sort of thing. And so this was kind of my take on that. This is Nashville Nights, the chef's choice. I recorded it on an upright. I think it just fits the vibe really well. So kind of a fun, just like kind of, I don't know, a little bit of Leonard Skinner inspired stuff there. But yeah, wanted to show you guys that, and got one more for you that I want to show. This is a duet that I'm really proud of. This came out last month. This was for the month of October. So again, people this time of year really love holiday stuff. So, and they wanted something Christmas and contemporary, and so I thought it would be kind of cool. I came up with the name first, Dasher and Prancer, and this one is for intermediate level students. It does have some tricky rhythms and polyrhythms. I came up with the rhythm from kind of, reindeer, like that, when they run sort of feeling, and so the whole piece is kind of centered around that kind of that horse or reindeer galloping rhythms. It's not very often too that the secondo has the melody, but they switched to. So a couple mixed meter stuff. And that is Dasher and Prancer. Well, cool. I think that's it for me. Oh, hey, yeah, let me do this. So I appreciate you guys being here today, and so I'd like to this QR. Hopefully, if it works on screen, will take you to a Dropbox. Let me actually test it out with my phone, where there is 3 pieces that you are welcome to use for free with your students. And so there is Mr. Cool, which Derek had talked about earlier. It's kind of a fun teacher-student duet that's, really a great rote piece. Pastel is also in there, and that is I wrote it for a student that really wants to play. Everybody wants to play Clair de Lune, but it's pretty tough. So it's maybe a more accessible Debussy. And then Ragtime is one I wrote for a short film, and that one's just kind of a more modern Scott Joplin maybe. But yeah, I'll leave the QR on screen for you guys, and you guys are welcome to download those pieces. You use them for your students, and yeah, they should be zip files. It has the PDF in there. It also has the recording, of course, as well. And I will also send this QR by email too for attendees that weren't able to make it today. But yeah, does anybody have any questions? I really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen, and hopefully had some fun.
So Monica's just asking, is there a way she could check out the library of the songs or purchase individual pieces that have been written previously?
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, and I appreciate it, Andrew. Thank you so much. So that is a great question, Monica. Yes, I am slowly working on, on my my main website. Let's see if I can spell today. Melodies.com. Okay. On my main website, this is where the books are. There is the individual pieces for the Melodies Monthly, just as individual pieces. So I think we have them as single user, just like piano solos, or maybe like $5. Duets are a little bit more, and group piano is a little bit more as well. But yeah, so I'm a little behind on on having everything up here. We go through a ton of tunes. Oh, there's 4 every month, and so I'm a little behind on. I think they're, I don't know, May. So no, there's some stuff up here from June. So I'm a couple months behind on the actual website, but eventually everything will be on here as well. Just for previous pieces, or if you just want to buy a single piece. Yep. So good question. So I'm also going to have, it is, oh yeah, sorry, let me go back to that QR if you'd like it. and yeah, is tomorrow, is our 1 year. And so I have had some requests for how to access previous months. You can buy the individual pieces. I'm also going to kind of maybe in the new year offer a couple of different tiers, whether you want 6 months worth of content or just the whole kit and caboodle, and you can just have just a whole library of tunes that's just going to continue to grow. So it's 48 every single year. So in a couple years, it's gonna really be quite a bit of content. But yeah, but awesome questions. Thank you, Monica.
Yeah, I can say I know after 1 year of content, I've got three separate binders. Here's two of them here. The largest one, no, an inch and a half binder for just the solo music, and then my inch binder for the duets are filling up quickly as well. And I try to keep the group piano stuff separately for those moments when I realize that dream of getting group piano going again, because that's just wonderful stuff there. And I like the back or the drum tracks.
Yeah.
Show my students how to do that as well. To have that written out might be interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always fun to hear just like what teachers do with those. Um, like there's a studio that there's a multi-teacher studio, and so they do have a drum teacher there, and so at their recital they actually had whoever the drum person was, one of the students playing a real drum part. So but I also have teachers that have little drum pads or like electronic drum kits, and or you could just have them do on their electronic keyboard, finding there and just kind of have fun.
Well, this has given us really lots to think about and to enjoy because you're so varied in what you're able to write and you're working like mad to get these four new pieces out every month. It's great that you're going to have these guest composers come on too. And we all know Mark, they know Duncan and
Yeah.
Stu, and I've met some of the others you've talked about. So we look forward to seeing those and hearing those. And I'd encourage everyone to check this out, give it some thought. I didn't realize we could still purchase single copies of that digital link I've never clicked on before. So I just looked at that too to see where all the old pieces are as single downloads. Yeah, that's really, I never noticed that before on the website. If anyone has any questions, or wants to know what to check out for different things, feel free to email me. I can give you some ideas. I'm fairly familiar with pretty much the whole catalog, so I'm following it pretty closely over the last month, as well as the other books that Brock has put out previously with the cartoon covers. So does anyone else have any questions?